Meanwhile, President Aquino sees the speedy passage substitute Magna Carta for the poor. The president ordered his cabinet to craft a substitute measure that can be implemented. Here's Rocky Ignacio.
It will not be a long legislative process for the Magna Carta for the Poor substitute measure once it is submitted to Congress. In an interview with media, President Aquino said Congress will prioritize a bill that had been passed in the third reading. The president earlier vetoed the bill due to lack of fund and directed the cabinet social cluster to draw up a more realistic substitute measure.
Kung mga halos hinog na itong batas na ito. No? Pero may fine-tuning. For instance, no, sweepstakes objected na may provision kasi dyan na 55% of all of their earnings from lottery operations.
The president lashed back at some legislators saying he followed the process to veto. President Aquino said this in response to party list Representative Rodante Marcoleta's statement that the president should have not vetoed the entire anti-poor bill.
Section 27, Section 2, and I quote, "The President shall have the power to veto any particular item or items in an appropriation, revenue, or tariff bill. But the veto shall not affect the item or items to which he does not object." Close quote. So, klaro, appropriation measure, pwedeng line item. Revenue measure, pwedeng line item veto. Tariff measure, pwedeng line item. And hindi, doesn't fall in any of the three. So, you cannot line item veto. So, I did ask in a previous measure, pag ganun, and the Section 1 basically says, you sign it into law, or you veto it in its entirety, explaining to Congress why you veto, under Section 1 of Article 6, Section 27.
President Aquino said the government is committed to meet the target in reducing poverty incidence through a realistic measure. The president considers the implementation of the vetoed Magna Carta for the poor as a mission impossible for the government. Under the bill, the government will be at least 3 trillion pesos for socialized housing on top of the other assistance such as food, employment, medical services, and education.
So, bawa tayo sa mga kawani ng gobyerno, bibigyan mo ng mission impossible, tapos kakasuhan mo pa pag hindi nagawa yung imposible. So, naobliga ako i-veto to. Dahil kawawa naman yung mga nagpapatupad ng mga programa na hindi naman talaga magagawa. Dahil nga ulit, 2 trillion budget, 3.3 trillion yung gastos na sa liba, pero pa ibang dapat gastusan.
For the People's Television, Rocky Ignacio.